Hi everyone, it's Andy here from Saving to Invest, and I just wanted to give a quick update on a very popular topic I get this time of the year as tax season begins, is when will I get my tax refund? So what I've got here is the estimated IRS refund schedule. So for those who are filing taxes in the next few weeks, hopefully this will give you some guidance on when you can expect your refund, key dates to be aware of, and potentially some of the issues which may delay your tax refund. As always, if you find this information useful, please consider subscribing to get the latest updates and hit the like button as you go through this video. So, the first thing to understand is how the IRS processes your tax refund. It's pretty simple, but it's important to understand the different statuses that you'll see in your online app or even on your website or if you file through your accountant. So it's all based on these processes, and you'll see the refund schedule in the next slide is based on where you are with these processes. So the first is your return is received by the IRS. So this, you've e-filed your taxes, gone through your accountant, whatever, but this is the date the status changes to return received by the IRS. So this is on your IRS online app, WMR2Go, IRS Where's My Refund site, whatever way you're using it, you'll see the status is return received. So this means the IRS has confirmed they received your tax return. So whether you file through TurboTax or HR Block, and I'll put some links below on some of the recommended providers, this is the first status you'll see. The next one, which is probably the most important one when it comes to your processing, is your refund is approved by the IRS. So in terms of timing, it's 2 days from when your return is received by IRS. They can normally process your refund within 2 days, or at least give you notification if there's something wrong. It's all done electronically for 90% of cases, so it normally takes 2 days, which is 2 days after you e-file your taxes. So all this is basically 4 days. And then what happens is, if the refund has accepted your thing and is approved, they will then have 19 days to process your refund, make sure that everything is okay, and then they'll send you a refund within 91 days. So the whole process takes about 21 days, but it's important that you realize these 3 steps. So the refund is received, the refund is approved, almost like, and then its refund is sent. So the whole process can take 21 days on standard. Of course, it varies based on your return, IRS processing schedules, and any complexities that come up. So just to give you an idea of this refund schedule, and you'll see the full refund schedule, it's www.savingtoinvest/refund. So this is changes, and it obviously it updates every year, but there are certain times because of backlogs, because certain things that the refund schedule has to be updated. So I go and update it. I have it for the next 6 months. That includes IRS extensions. So please go and check it out for the latest details, and I'll put a link in the description below as well. But if you look at this, this matches up with the status you saw on the previous slide. So the first one is return received. So this is when the IRS notifies you the status changes to return received. So WMR is Where's My Refund tool. And same with the IRS2Go app. There's different IRS app names, but it's all sort of trackable through, where's my refund status. So that's the status of return received. So you'll see on the left column all the dates. Generally, this is all based on weekly dates. The second important date, which I showed you before, was when the refund is approved. So WMR status, Where's My Refund status, or IRS2Go, the status is called refund approved. So this means the refund's been approved by the IRS. It still is being processed, but it means the refund's been approved, and this is the week ending date. So during the week, you may submit any time of the week, and generally what happens in the week, the status should update. The status is updated every night by the IRS, but this is just the week end date of when it could happen any time during the week. And then this is the estimated time when you'll get paid your refund. So if the refund is approved, that's obviously a very good sign. It means the refund will be paid within 19 days per their previous slide. So the whole process takes 21 days. With check, you can probably expect another 2 weeks. So direct deposit is definitely the fastest way to get your refund, but some people who do get it by check, they can probably expect another 2 weeks of processing time. So let me give you an example how this works. So say you submitted your refund, the IRS status changes to return received on March 8th. Then what they're saying is between the week ending March 14th, between March 8th and March 14th, if you have your refund should change to refund approved. So it could happen anytime during that week, and this is based obviously in a week-to-week day. So for example, March 12th, the refund gets approved. So that be classified as that week. So you should expect to get your refund by March 26th at the latest. It may shift plus or minus a, but 95% of refunds are processed within this schedule. So the way I look at this is if you submitted your refund and then you get the refund approved status between March 8th and March 14th, you should get your refund by March 26th, if not sooner. It all depends, obviously, on your bank processing times as well. And if you're using a check, you'll get it by April 9th, 2021. So this is essentially how this works at a very high level. You can go back and pinpoint the week of when your return is received and the refund approved, and you should get an estimated refund date. I found this to be pretty accurate. I have about 5,000 comments and counting on this article for the refund schedule, and I've generally seen this as being pretty accurate. Of course, your app, the IRS app, is going to have the specific dates, and I don't know the details of everyone's cases. Always check that, make sure that's correct. But the important part is to make sure the status is return received, refund approved, and then you should know the date you'll get paid. So that's at a high level how the refund is going to be processed. But we all know that people have issues with their refunds, and you have delays. So the most common reasons, and I'll put a link to an article which I have obviously several reasons, is missing, incomplete, or incorrect information. So missing information is you forget to put the social security number of your dependents, you don't provide incomplete job history, which then the IRS can't match the records they have. And incorrect information is you put the wrong dependent information or someone else has claimed the dependent information. So all these factors can cause your return to be delayed because the IRS will have issues in approving the refund. Now, I will say automated tax software addresses many of these, or even a tax preparer will probably pick up most of this stuff because there are checks to make sure you're not missing or incomplete or incorrect information that are double checks. That's why I definitely recommend using automated tax software, but a lot of people still manually file returns, so this happens. So this is probably one of the most common reasons. Always check your tax returns complete. If you use a preparer, and I do use a preparer, I've also found they make mistakes. So make sure it's correct, because it may be correct, but the amounts are wrong, so you don't get the right refund. So you just need to make sure, especially this year with unemployment, stimulus payments, there's a lot of complicated taxation issues this year. The other big one that's getting more and more prevalent, especially in the electronic world we live in, is your refund may have got flagged for additional fraud and security checks. Now, this is random in a lot of cases, but sometimes what happens is if you had fraud in previous years, your return is going to get flagged again this year. And so that means that it has to be manually processed by someone at the IRS. You may have to do a follow-up, provide some identity verification. You will get a letter from the IRS. There's no calls or don't fake emails. So please provide information. Be very aware of phishing scams. The IRS will send you an official letter if it's been flagged, and then you have to provide some additional identity verification. This is just to ensure that refunds are not paid to incorrect people. So this is important to keep a track of, and this is getting more and more prevalent. I've seen security checks, just like the stimulus bill payments, unemployment, fraud has been a big issue, and so this is becoming more and more prevalent. So be aware of this. This is probably going to, I think, become the biggest reason for delays in refunds. And lastly, this is passed a few years ago in legislation for the Earned Income Tax Credit, or the AC Additional Child Tax Credit. So these credits are provided to help families get out of poverty, provides extra benefits for those who work and have to have children. And there's a whole separate video I've done on this, because this year there's actually going to be a lot more payments around ACTC on a monthly basis under Biden's 1.9 trillion stimulus bill. But if you're claiming these two credits, and a lot of families do, it's the pretty high thresholds to claim these. The IRS cannot process your refund until the beginning of March. This is just part of legislation. Again, it's to prevent fraud, allow the IRS to check dependents, because a lot of people were claiming EITC and ACTC and incorrectly doing that. So what happened? The legislation had put it that this has to be processed 2 weeks later, so the more checks can be done for this. So if you have this, your refund will be delayed into March. So that means if you filed Feb 12th, the opening date of the IRS tax season, you still won't get paid till sometime in March. So just be aware this could be a reason. So don't stress and panic out if you haven't got your refund by early March. It may take a week or so after that to process. But these are the three biggest reasons that your refund could be delayed. There's obviously more, and I'll post an article below. Again, if any of this information was useful for you, please consider hitting the like or subscribe button. I'll appreciate it, and you'll keep getting more videos as I post more updates during tax season. Thanks again. Bye-bye.